Welcome back to some more naval action, and today we're having a look at the Renommee. The Renommee was a French ship built in, when was she built? 1793, I think. 1793. She, like most French ships, she was caught by the British. She's quite a bit lower battle rating than the Surprise, which is the other ship you can sail at Master and Commander. Probably her greatest attribute is her speed. She's possibly the fastest ship in the game, 14.5 knots raw, without any upgrades. She boasts 25 cannons on each side and a couple of bottom chasers. I was a bit lazy, I didn't bother to line up just as I got those more or less right. 4 years after she was built, she saw a ship on the horizon and thought, hello, let's have a little bit of that then. And when she got nice and close to it, it raised the Union Jack. 14-hour chase ensued, and at 4 o'clock in the morning, the British ship, the HMS Alfred, opened up on her, and the first broadside struck her just below the waterline and soaked her ammo. The second broadside, just gave her a bit of a tickle. But that was enough, and the French captain thought that'll do. They were in the waters just off Puerto Rico, and the French captain thought, well, I've had enough of this, and he struck his colours. She was captured by the Brits, who used her for a little while, but ended up tearing her to pieces about 20 years later. Now for PvP, I roll with carronades, 32 pounders across the bottom, couple of smaller ones across the top, a couple of 12 pounders across the top. That's the top of the that's a bit better. And reload shock, that's what we want to see. And I wear a couple of 18-pound carronades on the back. If I'm in PvP, which is really where this ship excels because it's your chaser, ship. If I'm in PvP, I would roll her with 9s across the main deck, 6s, and I would probably leave my carronades on the back. Now we've got this guy into reload shock, which is good. Let's get everybody lined up, see if we can maintain the reload shock. No, we can't be. Look at that, absolutely chews this Serb up. So the Serb is what I was sailing prior to getting into my Renommee, and you can see she absolutely chews it asunder. Despite having quite a lot of a lower battle rating than the Surprise, she is very tanky. She's got 2,700, nearly 2,800 hit points on her sides, which is a good 15% more than the Surprise, which is a surprise almost in itself, isn't it? Because you look at the Surprise, it looks quite beefy. There we go. This will hurt. Look at this. Watch this curve. Into the water there. Now what I'm going to do is, because this Muppet's just sailing alongside me, I'm going to press 6 and I'm going to drop my sailing and have more soldiers on gunnery. But you'll see the Serb, well, she chewed a bit off me there, but she's not really doing that much to me. The top guns load pretty quickly, but I want to save them. I want to see if I can send her into reload shock again. But really the advantage with this ship is her speed. 14.5 knots. She can chase most folks down. She turns nicely. I think I'm a little bit behind this, which is why a few of my boys are missing their shots. When you've taken sailing away like I have here, I've dropped 6 down. I've only got 25 guys on the sheets. What that means is if I was to try and change the direction of my sails, I'd get very little response from it. So I think I need to try and move ahead here. And I might go on to rolling front fire too. Alright, so she's... well, I don't know if she's turning away from me yet. She might be turning away from me. I think she's just showing me the rear guns. Yeah, she is. She's just showing me her rear guns. That's better. Now I'm on rolling forward. So I'm just going to move sideways and see if we can unleash everything on her. Here we go. This should tear it to pieces, this. Absolutely marmalised. 13 shots all in. Yeah, so she's got a nice thick bit of armour on it. So I'm just going to take the guys back off the guns and onto the sails. Okay, I thought she was going to take us into chains. She didn't. I thought the Serb was going to try and drive me into chains, but she didn't. Nice thick armament, 2770 I think, along the side. With a wind like this you get no lean offer at all. I've got the mastercrafted improved rudder on her so that I get a 6% turning speed advantage. I'm trying to aim really low in the water, although I only did one hit that caused a leak. But you can see I'm absolutely ripping this Serb to pieces, as I should, but battle rating wise the Renommee is actually only 10 BR higher, so it's only 10% higher, which is kind of interesting. Let's see if we can set it on fire. I'm going to aim just behind where I imagine the captain sits. That always seems a good spot for causing fires. Let's drill these in there. Wow, I must have hit a lot of water then. What happened then? Did I go into the water? Oh no, 13 shots. 2 penetrated. I'm firing carronades, man. What's going on? But she looks lovely. A nice long thin ship. And she's got a nice bit of detail at the back. She seems to have a radio antenna. First ship with a radio antenna. They've strung the jack on that. Alright, let's try this again. Not sending them into shock as much as I normally do. One of the interesting things with the carronades is they don't penetrate, so I'm doing almost no damage to the other side. Well, they do penetrate, but they don't penetrate very much. But this is an absolute cakewalk. In fact, I'm going to take a few guys off the sails and carry on pounding. Top guns load really quickly. I think it's about 29 seconds for the couple of carronades on the top, and then it's slightly longer for the main deck. Just wait for this wave to go by. Wait for her to get lifted out of the water. There we go, that looks nice. And closing on her now. Drop my speed a little bit. These AI ships seem to have magic properties. You give them a good spanking and they they somehow stay afloat. Slowly moving into chains, so I've got to be careful soon to make sure I don't need to use my sails, because with so few guys on sails, I'll struggle a bit. But this looks like it's going to hurt, doesn't it? Just let this wave go by. No. Ooh, just lifted me at the wrong time. And she's sunk. So there you go. That's the Renommee. Absolutely gorgeous looking ship. Very pretty on the back there with the cherub and the horn. Well, nice grouping, Mr. Serb, and a beautiful figurehead. That figurehead, I would get rid of that for it's naked lady boobies. That figurehead I'd get rid of in a second for a couple of chasers, because a ship this speed with chasers, that'd be fantastic. You can see the big fat sort of bowing shape, bulbous shape of the hull. That'll help deflecting a few shots as well. But yeah, she's a beautiful ship, and she certainly gave that Serb a spanking. Be interesting comparing her to the Surprise. I think she's going to shine in PvP, where you need to keep tagging some of the bigger ships to keep them locked down. I also think with the speed, if you can get windward, you'll be able to move ahead of the ship and then lean in and have some shots and then move ahead again and stay predominantly outside of the broadside of your opponent. So there you go. There's the Renommee. The enemy of my enemy is my Renommee. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed that one, and I'll see you on the seas, and I will catch you. Please subscribe.